Good morning. It is already October 5th, Monday, October 5th. Welcome to Mantra Monday. I hope that you had a decent weekend. So I'm going to get into it. This is a relatively short verse this morning, but once again, it may introduce some concepts that are sort of familiar and unfamiliar at the same time, because what Vedic knowledge does, at least what it does for me, is that it really kind of ties together maybe things that I've heard or sort of disparate ideas, and gives it a more solid narrative. Although, of course, I suppose that could be contested because, again, a lot of things seem wild. They may seem very wild to the Western mind, but then again, the Western creation story, when you think about it, is kind of wild too. So I guess it all depends on what it is that you are, how you grew up and what it is that you're used to. We are on text 33 today in chapter 10, Opulence of the Absolute. We've only got, after this verse, I think we've got 8 more verses to go. And then we're going to get into something else. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to read the Sanskrit first, then I'm going to do the word-for-word translation, and I'm going to read the purport, and then try and give any insights that I can. Good morning to whoever is watching. Nice to have you here. Okay. akṣarāṇām a-kāro dvandva sāmāsikasya cha aham evākṣayaḥ kālo dhātāhaṁ viśvato-mukhaḥ. So now I'm going to sing it. akṣarāṇām a-kāro dvandva sāmāsikasya cha aham evākṣayaḥ kālo dhātāhaṁ viśvato-mukhaḥ. akṣarāṇām a-kāro dvandva sāmāsikasya cha aham evākṣayaḥ kālo dhātāhaṁ viśvato-mukhaḥ. One more time. akṣarāṇām a-kāro dvandva sāmāsikasya cha aham evākṣayaḥ kālo dhātāhaṁ viśvato-mukhaḥ. Translation. akṣarāṇām, of letters. A-kāra, the first letter. Asmi, I am. Dvandva, the dual. Sāmāsikasya, of compounds. Cha, and. Aham, I am. Eva, certainly. akṣayaḥ, eternal. Kālaḥ, time. Dhātā, the creator. Aham, I am. viśvataḥ-mukhaḥ, Brahma. Translation. Of letters, I am the letter A, and among compound words, I am the dual compound. I am also inexhaustible time, and of creators, I am Brahma. Hey, good morning. So now I'm going to read the purport. A-kāra, the first letter of the Sanskrit alphabet, is the beginning of Vedic literature. Without a-kāra, nothing can be sounded. Therefore, it is the beginning of sound. In Sanskrit, there are also many compound words, of which the dual word, like rāma-kṛṣṇa, is called dvandva. In this compound, the words Rama and Krishna have the same form, and therefore the compound is called dual. Among all kinds of killers, time is the ultimate because time kills everything. Time is the representative of Krishna because in due course of time, there will be a great fire and everything will be annihilated. Among the living entities who are creators, Brahma, who has 4 heads, is the chief. Therefore, he is a representative of the Supreme Lord, Krishna. Okay, so don't we wish we had 4 heads sometimes, or even 2 heads, to get everything done? We need to get done. So, there are some things in here which may seem impossible, but given that the universe and the universes are so vast, and there's so many life forms and so many things going on here that are beyond our scope of perception and that are beyond our daily experience. That's why the Vedas are considered to be the mother that informs us of the creation, that informs us of the Father. So there's always this, feminine, divine masculine interplay that is going on because the Lord embodies both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. He is both. Speaking of dual compounds, there is Radha and there is Krishna. Okay, so of letters, I am the letter A. So last week, Krishna said that of all creations, I am the beginning, the end, and the middle. So here in this verse, it's continuing with that idea. Actually, there's a reflection between verse 32 and verse 33. Of letters, I am the letter A. And so in the purport, Prabhupada is saying that A-kāra, the first letter of the Sanskrit alphabet, is the beginning of Vedic literature. Without A-kāra, nothing can be sounded. Therefore, it is the beginning of sound. Well, that's straightforward enough. Of course, again, that has its corollary in, of all creation, I am the beginning. Right? So you need a beginning, you need a tool, you need sound to start things. Sound is very powerful. And then he goes on to say, among compound words, I am the dual compound. So Prabhupada is pointing out here that of compound words of which the dual word, like rāma-kṛṣṇa, is the same form, and therefore the compound is also called dual. So you'll notice that in how shall I say? You'll notice that in Bhakti Yoga, this happens a lot. Nara Narayan, Radha Krishna, Rāma-kṛṣṇa. There's many dual compounds, and these dual compounds actually, as far as I can understand, revolve around the transcendental names of the Lord. So there's always the energy and the energetic. There's the energy and there's the energetic. There's the internal potency, and there is the, I guess you could say, external potency. There is Radharani. Radharani is the feminine form of the Lord. She is devotion. She is pure bhakti. She is imbued with all good qualities. She is compassion. She is mercy. She also has a fiery personality as well. So she comes first, right? And then Krishna, who is also God, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the other part of that compound, and he is the energetic. So, it's a relationship. It's a relationship between, these two aspects of the divine that have a relationship, that feed on each other. One cannot exist without the other. This is Krishna's feeling. Krishna's feeling is that without Radharani, he's despondent. So there is the lover and there is the beloved, right? These two are the same. These two are one and the same. It's said that that Krishna is one. That Radha and Krishna are one actually, but they have separated. To enjoy this relationship, to enjoy these rasas. So, in this sense, and in terms of grammar and in terms of compounds, Krishna is also saying that he is that. Now, I am wishing right now that I had spent time to read more of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which deals with the Lord's pastimes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the early part of his Leela, he was actually teaching Sanskrit grammar. And he was teaching it in such a way that his students could relate everything to Krishna. So I guess that's just a little hint and a little glimpse of how deep this goes. So in Vedic culture, the very alphabet, the very sound is related to the Supreme, like literally related to the Supreme. So going to have to revisit this aspect of this verse, going deeper based on the Leela of the avatar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Very interesting stuff here. Again, these mantras and these verses, they are shrunk down knowledge. They are super compressed. So there's actually so much in here to unpack. And if I were more knowledgeable, if I would be able to deliver a lot more. So that is my shortcoming, and I apologize to you for that, for my shortcoming. But it is impetus to learn more. So that is my duty and that is my obligation. Okay, so moving on. Then Krishna says to Arjuna, of all kinds of killers, time is the ultimate because time kills everything. So that's true. That's definitely the truth. And that kind of boils it down. So it's reminding me in Greek, in the Greek conception of life and death and time, there are the three fates. There's the three graces, but then there's the three fates. And the three fates are depicted as three old women who are weaving. And they are basically holding the thread of life for every human, probably also every living entity that takes birth here. And it is understood that, the length of the thread represents the length of the life of the individual, incarnate in flesh and blood, right, in material form. So it is to be understood that all of us, have a set lifespan. Of course, if you're eating improperly and you're engaging in activities that are going to make your life shorter, you can cut down on that, right? So this is to say also, not to be just completely fatalistic, but this is to say that, a yogi is supposed to be, a yogi or yogini is supposed to be engaging in right activity for your health, You're supposed to be treating your body as a temple, right? And as such, by doing that, of course, there is a possibility that you can increase your lifespan, or at least reach your allotted lifespan. And, death can come in many forms, right? It can come in the form of an accident. It can come in the form of someone murderous. It can come in the form of a disease, that we are certainly experiencing around the world right now. But ultimately, all these different things are agents of time, and Krishna is time. He is kālaḥ. And time is something that is unstoppable. What's the expression? Time waits for no man. Which is why we should make the most of our time, and why we should make the most of our time as human beings, not only trying to, enjoy and I should say cherish, what we've been given and the people that have been put in our lives and those around us, but also just as a human being is to try and come to the realization and the understanding of who we are and how we are separate from matter, and how our life really does go on, forever. So even though on one level here, time is representative because in the course of time, everything comes to an end. Of course, the whole purpose of the Bhagavad Gita as it is to also get us to understand that we are eternal, and to hook back into that relationship and that realization by realizing the relationship that we have with the all-attractive one, with Krishna. Then Prabhupada goes on to explain that in due course of time there will be a great fire and everything will be annihilated. So this gets into the Vedic view of the life cycle of the universe and the cosmology of the universe and how things are wound up, which can sound very frightening and very overwhelming. Fire is a great purifier. Water is a purifier. Fire is a purifier. So I've mentioned in weeks previous that Shiva, or Lord Shiva, Mahadev, his role, other than sort of trying to usher along and take care of those living entities that are caught up in lower consciousness and tamagun, he does a dance of destruction at the time it is to wind up the universe. That's why he's also known as the Lord of the Dance, or Natyaraj. And so there is a great fire that engulfs, this universe and burns everything up, and anyone who is remaining here. This is certainly a means of destruction. Anyone who's living in California right now and has had to evacuate their home, or in Oregon, knows really what this means. And if you've lost your home and everything, has been burnt to a crisp, this is very real to you. Everything is turned to ash. Fire is not something to be taken lightly, and it's actually incredible, that I could have an object like this, like a cup, or my own body, or so many things, and just by the force of fire, it becomes nothing more than, papery ash. Hey, Emmanuel. Bonjour, Emmanuel. Emmanuel Lemoine. Hey, bonjour. Merci pour être ici. Ça fait longtemps. J'espère que vous allez bien. Okay, je continue. Let me see. So that's basically how things are wound down here. And then, but what's on the other side of that is that the living entities are then, sort of reabsorbed into the body of the Lord. Remember, Vishnu, he goes into that cosmic sleep, and sort of dreams us, and all of the universes are emanated from his pores. But conversely, on his inhalation and the universe is wound down, then we all are reabsorbed, those again who have not, made their ultimate exit from this wheel of samsara that happens again and again in this world. Then, among the living entities who are creators, Brahma, who has 4 heads, is the chief. Therefore, he is a representative of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Okay, so that sounds wild. How can someone have 4 heads? Comment ça se fait que le chef de la création pour ce univers peut avoir 4 têtes? Well, there's a lot to do. There is absolutely a lot to do. And mind you, this universe that we are in is considered to be the smallest. It is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam that actually in other universes, Brahmas have more than 4 heads. They have 10 heads or 20 heads because not every universe is the same size. And so in order to keep track of all those things and to do everything that needs to be done, you need a lot of brain power. So this is kind of a unique feature of Lord Brahma, you know. So Brahma, again, he is the co-creator of this universe. He helps populate everything here. So I've talked about that before. So Emmanuel, dis-moi, est-ce que vous aimeriez être ici, how shall I say, on camera avec moi sur Facebook? Il y a une option que je peux vous inviter pour être, comment dire, on camera, on screen. Ça sera bien de vous voir. On peut essayer? Okay. Oh, I can't bring you on. Okay, maybe you don't have a cell phone or something and you're watching in a different way. So that is that's Mantra Monday today. It's a very short verse, and it is a verse, I guess, or a mantra that is trying to put things into perspective for us about time, about the value of time, about the limitations, you know, of our lifetime. And also, again, it interestingly enough also brings up creation. So this is, again, you know, it's kind of like a mirror of the previous verse where of all sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self. So in the previous verse, Krishna is saying that, you know, that he is a spiritual science. And in this verse, you know, is talking about inexhaustible time. So, you know, the Bhagavad Gita is very poetic, and it's kind of a very subtle conversation, but it's a conversation that it builds on itself, and it's also a conversation that is fruitful. You know, it is constantly building on understanding. So what's come before, you know, is continued and being shown, you know, in a different aspect, not just in abstraction, but actually how it is represented in a reality, some of which we may be able to perceive, and some of which may be a little bit beyond the scope of our present capabilities. But let it be known that we all have the capability to become self-realized. And when you become self-realized, all these concepts and all these ideas and all these things that we talk about every week, they become a concrete realization for you. They no longer are simply abstractions. And you can see all these different things and see yourself more clearly. You have a more expanded awareness of the universe and how everything is alive. And that's a wonderful thing. Because isn't it true that actually we all strive and all want to feel the most alive? That's what self-realization is about. So that being said, guys, I want to show you that your customer's support person, me, is mailing out some packages today. I had a very, very good weekend thanks to you. And thank you so much for making your purchases of the t-shirts, and apparently you guys really like hot sauce. So there are there are 3 bottles of hot sauce going out with this order, and there's also a t-shirt that someone is getting. So I want to shout out and I want to thank Hildos, or Hilda Abla in Brooklyn, is getting a t-shirt and a bottle of hot sauce. I want to thank Bobby Lyon, who said that she couldn't possibly fit another t-shirt in her closet. I hear you, girlfriend. But she went and got a bottle of my Cover Spin Like Fire hot sauce. And also I want to thank Trudy and Justin Slater in Arizona, who are getting a bottle of hot sauce. So we've got a package going out to Brooklyn, we've got a package going out to New Jersey, and we've got a package going out to Arizona this morning. And also I want to thank Jesse Gillenwaters in Nashville for getting the t-shirt with that Lana Del Rey vibe. So I just want to show you guys the bottle. Very proud of it. It's not just any hot sauce. It is got an iconic image on it right here. This is from one of the photo shoots that I did in Paris back in the day, and it's the Cover Spin Like Fire hot sauce, so I thought it'd be fun to put on there. Cynthia DeMoss, you are gorgeous and wonderful. My first time here. Hey, namaste. Thank you so much for the hearts. I'm so glad that you joined this morning. I've got a whole playlist here on this Facebook page. At least I should have it. Facebook's been moving things around lately, so you never know. But I've been doing these Mantra Mondays for about 1.5 years. So there's about, wow, that means there's a heck of a lot of Mantra Mondays on here. So go back and enjoy that, Cynthia. It's great to have you here. I really appreciate it. I really do. It means a lot. Namaste. So also, just so you know, anyone who's watching this now or is going to watch this later, more hearts, the website is live now. So when you go to the top of the page and you go to that, the banner that's up there, it says shop now. So if you click on that, that will take you to my website, the landing page that has the Like Fire Cover Spin Fun on it. So the first thing you're going to see is the Spotify link, so you can actually listen to the song. And then underneath that, there's an image of a video. It's a lyric video. So the lyric video has no sound, and it's there designed so you can sing along to the song on Spotify. And then underneath that, there's an announcement where I've said, I've got limited edition merch that I've made for you guys. T-shirts. I've only made 50 of each in 3 different sizes. So you can see, which one that you would like, and click on that, and then that will take you to the processing page, where you can order, the size that you want. So there you have it. And then in that rubric, there's also the possibility to get this limited edition of garlic and habanero Like Fire Cover Spin hot sauce. So if hot sauce is your jam, this collectible is for you. And I appreciate it. I really do, because this is going to help me make more music and give a connection. Oh, you sing too? Oh, how cool. How wonderful. Well, Cynthia, if you sing too, then I'm gonna add you to this group that I belong to for independent musicians. Yeah, that's very, very cool. Learned a lot in there, and we can talk more in there as well. So yeah, hit me up. I'd love to see what it is that you do. Maybe you're in my group. I don't know. Entrepreneur? Okay, let's talk. Awesome. Thank you. So, well, This is, I guess I'll sign off now. I'm going to be on Instagram at 9:35 to do Mantra Monday over there. And then I will be off to the post office to drop off the packaging. So if you want some more Mantra Monday, or if you want to chat over there, meet me over there. It's akayani_musical_yoga. I've got a fair amount of posts on this page from Instagram, so all you got to do is click on that. You can find me over there. What else? I guess that's all for now. My love and my gratitude. Merci beaucoup, Emmanuel, pour avoir été ici ce matin. J'apprécie beaucoup. Cynthia says not yet in group, but and looking forward to most definitely. Okay, awesome. I will invite you over there. Awesome. Okay, so as always, the mantra and the verse and all that will be posted here for you very soon. So look out for that. I like to post that in case you like to study it. Okay. Okay, Cynthia. Mwah. Peace. Talk soon. Have a good week, everyone. And keep those orders coming.